Hello, in this video series, I want to talk about the book Money-Making Secrets of Marketing Genius, J. Abraham and Other Marketing Wizard, a no-nonsense guide to great wealth and personal fortune. So who is J. Abraham? He is an American business executive, conference speaker, and author. He is known for his work in developing strategies in direct response marketing in 1970s. In 2000, Forbes listed him as one of the top 5 executive coaches in the United States. Let us look at the video about what others say about J. Abraham and how credible he is as a business coach.
J. Abraham, a marketing legend, mentor to mentors, and the highest paid marketing consultant in the world.
He's the go-to guy now. And I gotta say, if you think of most of the marketing consultants that you probably don't have the name of, they've all been influenced by Jay.
I probably wouldn't be here without my mentor, J. Abraham. Through his teachings and what he's done for me, he's taught me how to position myself in very unique positions, what is my unique offering, as well as the ability to communicate.
J. Abraham has significantly increased the bottom line of over 10,000 clients and over 400 industries worldwide.
Jay has had a tremendous influence on my business. Not just my business, but really the deep ways in which I think about my students, my readers, my clients, my customers.
His books have profoundly influenced my ability to grow Bulletproof, and his personal mentorship and his one-on-one sessions with me have absolutely changed the game for me and for Bulletproof and for our mission to change the world.
Forbes magazine called him the real thing and lists Jay as one of the top 5 executive coaches in the country. He's also a best-selling author and has been featured in USA Today, the New York Times, Inc., and Success, among many others.
Life is a series of mentors, and J. Abraham is absolutely the best in that area.
Alright, enough of introductions. So the name of the book written by J. Abraham is The Money-Making Secrets of Marketing Genius and Other Marketing Wizard, Mr. X. And I want to point out that this mind map is not created by me. This mind map is created by the guy named Joseph Rodriguez, who is one of my virtual business mentor. So even though the reason for creating this video is for my own benefit, as well as helping other registered dietitian and other health professions to take these marketing principles into the real life so that you guys can actually scale and grow the business without any struggles and following. And in this video, I just want to talk about the how to grow your client base. So first, it is not new clients, but old clients that are the key to growth and profitability. The selling to the old customer will eliminate a majority of marketing costs, and also you can sell more to the existing customers because you have built up the great relationship already. Therefore, it is one of the best way to increase your lifetime customer value. And your client relationships are the number 1 asset you have. You can secure the customer relationship by following these ways. First, keeping in touch, whether it be by telephone, mail, or in person. All customers want to feel that they are special and that you take special interest in seeing to their needs. Second, providing post-purchase reassurance. Each time a customer places an order with you, call him or her a week after receiving your product or service to see how it is going. And this will minimize any post-purchase dissonance. And there are some of the following benefits of a post-purchase reassurance. First one will be you allay any post-purchase dissonance, which is the buyer's remorse that may be festering in the minds of your customers, his or family, or associates. You dramatically reduce and perhaps eliminate their refunds, exchanges, or costly service expenses that disenchantment always produces. You make the customer more receptive to your next offer. You develop a closer relationship with your customers and satisfy their cravings to be acknowledged. You give yourself an opportunity to recommend the buying strategies that includes continuous repurchasing. You get the chance to immediately upsell the customers to some more expensive product or services that you make available exclusively to them at preferential price. And you can also solicit a customer's sales referral, as well as often turning the initial sale into the renewable annual contract by adding more products or services at a discount. Lastly, you can expand the use of the product so it will be used more often and reorder sooner. At the same time, they're building a great client relationship. The ways to do it is third way will be giving your clients the best deals and guarantee that you possibly can get away with. Fourth step will be preferential pricing. Let your all customers take the advantage of the best deals first. Give them the opportunity to buy your service items before the public does. And building rapport and trust. Be as honest as you can be with your customers because people do business with ethical people that they can trust. And in growing your client base sections, Jay Abraham also talks about 3 ways to grow a business. There are first, second, and third step. First step will be increase your number of a buyer, client, prospect. Second way is to get in clients to ethically increase their average purchase transaction value. Third way is to increase the transaction frequency by getting more utilization out of the relationship. Let us look at the ways you can increase your number of buyer, clients, and prospects. It is basically increasing the rate of traffic and conversion. Traffic will be basically using Facebook ad or Google AdWords to coming into your website and your places. And conversion, you do this by collecting their email addresses and build and nurture the relationship using email marketing and building a well-converted sales funnel as well as closing call if you have a sales force. And here are some of the tips when generating traffic and converting leads. Make sure to make it inviting, easy, informative, non-threatening, educational, inspiring, and fun to do business with you, and you will lift your company above your competition. First, you cannot service too much. Second, you cannot educate too much. Third, you cannot inform too much. Fourth, you cannot offer too much follow or follow through too far. Fifth, you cannot make ordering too easy. Sixth, you cannot make calling or coming into your business too desirable. And here are some of the methods that you can do to increase your number of buyer, clients, and prospective. There are a lot of ways. Converting prospect. The more synergy you can bring together in your package, the better. You do this by usually bundling. By reducing the cost to the modest and non-threatening monthly and quarterly payment, you dramatically increase appeal. Let's say if you're selling a consulting services that cost $10,000, then it'd be very helpful for those customers if you can offer the payment plan. This is the one of the reasons why banking and mortgage services are still going to thrive in future. And here are some of the techniques that successful direct marketing companies use to get orders or increase the size of their orders. Here are the following ways. Introduce a trade-up offer. A company might offer, for example, that for an additional $35, the customer can get something. Offer special packaging. This might include holiday, birthday, or other special event gift wrapping or unique reusable boxes. Present a comparable item. Let's say after a sale is made on the prescription sunglasses, try to sell the customer a second pair of glasses at a discount. Offer an extension. For example, new car dealers and home appliance retailers offer extended warranties or extended service contract. Law of supply and demand, meaning make selective prices increases. You may try to raising prices of hard to get or hard to find product. Increase minimum order requirement. If you're a business-to-business office supply marketer, try increasing the minimum purchase requirement on selected product. Offer bulk discount. Some of your customers will respond to bulk purchases if they get prices breaks from you. Offer a premium on specific purchases. For some customers, a free gift will convince them to buy from you. For example, you could give the customers a free can of auto polish when he or she purchases an electric buffer. Lastly, introduce bundle deals. For example, computer marketers have increased sales by making bundle offer. For example, offering a computer, a printer, a software, and a paper at a lower price than what the total cost of the separate items would be. Next ways to grow your client base referral is the referral. Most people in business spend all of their time, efforts, and money on conventional marketing, advertising, or selling programs when a fraction of that effort and virtually no expenses would get them many times the result if they developed the formalized referral system. So what are the referral system that you can do? Step 1 will be following. Every client needs to deal with you in person through your sales step by letter, email, or on the phone, diplomatically asking for client referral. But first, you must set the stage. Tell your clients that you realize you enjoy doing businesses with them and they probably associate with other people like themselves who mirror their values and quality. Tell them you like to extend to them the opportunity of referring their valued and trusted associates to you. Then, have the clients see a clear picture of who in their lives could benefit most effectively and naturally from your services or products. Tell them what kind of personal business it might be, where they are, what they are probably doing, and why they'll be benefited. And show them what the person or entity will be doing or buying right now so that the picture is vivid. Then extend the totally risk-free, totally obligation-free sales letter. Step 2 of a referral system will be willingly offering to confer with, review, advise, or at least talk or meet with anyone important to that client. Offer to consult their referral or let them sample or get a demonstration of your product or your service in action without expectation of purchase, so your client sees you as a valuable expert with whom they can put their friends or colleagues in touch. A formal client referring system will bring you an immediate increase in clients and profit, and it doesn't cost anything to implement it. A referral generates clients normally spends more money, buys more often, and is more profitable and loyal than most other categories of business you could go after. Therefore, referral is one of the powerful ways to increase your client base. Next way to do that is to acquiring clients that are break even upfront. If you have to spend, let's say, $100 to acquire a client, by all means go ahead as long as the lifetime customer value is more than $100. Obviously, you want to increase your lifetime customer value by using a referral system as well as upsell opportunity or cross-sell. Next way is to guaranteeing purchases with a risk reversal, such as money-back guarantee. Ideally, offer a more than money-back guarantee. For example, let them keep the product and services even after they have their money back. Thereby, you will be able to build even greater, more trusted relationship with your customers. Next way is to host beneficiary, strategic alliance, endorsers, distribution channels. One of the easiest way to acquire client base is to look for those who already have those client base. Build a great relationship with those endorsers and figure out how you can acquire customers from them. Next way is to do advertising using email, direct mail. There are 4 types of direct mail promotions. First is direct sale, basically you're asking for the order. Second is the lead generating by asking for an inquiry. Third way is to third-party endorsement by getting influence to endorse your product or services. Fourth is database marketing by doing mailing to your own customers. Next way will be the running special events and information nights. Host the special events where the customers can get to know you and your company. As I will be stressing about this in later points, but people buy from people whom they know, like, and trust. And running a special event is one of the great ways to do that. Next will be acquiring qualified lists from those websites like srds.com and other websites that I will go further in detail in later video. Next will be unique selling propositions. Your unique selling proposition is that distinct, appealing idea that sets your business apart from every other Me Too competitors. Example of unique selling propositions are following. Domino's Pizza. Hot, juicy, delicious pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, or it's yours absolutely free. In the 1960s, Avis was struggling to come up with the marketing approaches that would gain them market advantage that they desire. They needed a unique selling propositions that was very powerful. After all, Hertz has available of them in size and in market share. So what did they do? They came up with a unique selling propositions. We are number 2, we try harder, and they demonstrated that by extending themselves, by working harder, by giving better rates, by being more cordial and courteous. Another example will be Nordstrom's. Nordstrom built their department store success through one basic unique selling propositions. If you have any problem with a purchase for any reason, bring it back for a no question asked 100% money back refund anytime in the future, not in 3 days, not in 7 days, not in 30 days. If 1 year later you are dissatisfied, if 5 years you are dissatisfied, it is no problem. Another example of unique selling proposition is the financial advisor Howard Roth built a $20 million newsletter empire back in the 80s by putting himself in the unique and distinctive position in his marketplace. Most of the other financial advisors took the positions that they were big-time Wall Street pros, and they were trying to appeal only to the affluent investor. And what Howard did is that he took the opposite approach. He said, I'm the financial advisor to the middle class, and I want to protect your interests at a different level. I know how hard you work to make $1. I know how important it is that you don't lose it. I know how critical your retirement monies are to you. I respect and approach your situation differently than anybody else. Basically, he was selling the stock to the middle class rather than higher end, so thereby people who are reading, middle class people who are reading his unique selling proposition, basically all of them go to him for all the stock options that they can purchase with. And there are many kinds of USP success. The following. Some companies position themselves as having the best selection or broadest array of buying options. Their USP is basically broad choice. Other companies may offer more limited selections, but their USP is low price or low markup. Another company may decide they just don't want to be known for their price and selections, so instead they offer the finest quality at a higher but still reasonable price. Quality or exclusivity, even snob appeal, it is their USP. Still, another firm may offer a product at a reasonable prices, but their distinct selling appeal is that they offer better services, assistance, or installation help. And here are the ways you can formulate your own unique selling proposition. Here are the formula. If you are qualifying type of customers or company, and if you commit X dollars and follow steps Y and Z, then you will achieve specific result, or else penalty to me, your vendor. And using this formula, here are my own unique selling propositions that I can introduce to you. If you're a registered dietitian with a private practice and emailing list, and if you pay me $2,000 per month to write an email for your list and build and nurture the relationship every day, then you will achieve increased conversion to your product and revenue, as well as successfully building a long-term customer relationship, or else I'll provide all my training materials to you for free so you can find other better persons to do it for you next time, as well as giving you money back. Next ways to build your client base is to increase perception with a better client education. Remember, education-based marketing is important. I will talk about it in next video as well. Use a public relationship, press release, and media management. Improve your consultative and advisory skills with everyone in your organization. It is about finding out pain point and how you can solve their issues using your services. Sell is not a bad concept. Sell is all about finding their pain point and figuring out how you can add the value and how you can solve their pain point. It has nothing to do with being pushy or salesy. Another way is to do that is by qualifying leads up front. Talking to the right qualified leads are so much more important than any sales method or amazing copy. Basically, 80% 20% rule applies. 80% of the leads you are talking to won't be qualified, whereas 20% of the leads you will be talking to will be qualified. Basically, whenever you are talking to the leads, you want to focus on 20% who is qualified for your service or product. Next, we'll be putting out irresistible offers. You'll be more talked about in detail in later video. Communicating more frequently with your existing clients. Deliver higher than expected levels of services. Educating your clients by giving them the reasons why. And telemarketing and phone sales. Let's look at more about telemarketing and phone sales. What kind of product or services lends itself to telemarketing? The answer has 3 parts. It should be a unit with a higher price, because when you're selling the product for, let's say, $50, is there really reason for you to sell them over the phone? I think it is better to create a better copy and sell them through web or automated basis. And there should be enough markup left to pay the telemarketers a good commission. Because let's say if you're selling the cheap commodity items, let's say prices based on $100 to $200, after you are giving your salespeople commissions, you're not gonna have enough profit to reinvest into your marketing and other stuff. So it has to be enough markup, high ticket price that you will still have a profit margin left even after you give out the commissions. And let's say after all expenses are taken out, there should be a healthy profit margins. Learn to ask questions as you talk to the prospect when on the sales call. It is the best way to sell. Keep the following 9 points in mind as you refine your telephone selling skills. First will be develop a plan. Before placing a call, be aware of exactly what it is you want to learn before the call is over. Second, prepare a list of topics to cover. Have specific questions under each topic. Third, ask permission. It's common courtesy to ask the customers permissions to ask questions. Fourth, time questions properly. Avoid making your presentation sound like an interrogations. Fifth, begin with the broad questions that relax the prospect and get the ball rolling. Then your questions can become more specific as the prospect reveals the certain needs and concerns. 6. Build upon previous answer, because your feedback shows that the prospect that you are listening. 7. Balance the number and types of questions. Though asking too few questions isn't a good practice, too many questions can make the prospect impatient for you to get to the point. 8th, don't ask manipulative questions. For example, of course, you wouldn't like to save 60% on your mattress cost, wouldn't you? Because by doing so, you will insult prospect's intelligence. You don't want that. You want to keep the rapport. You don't want to break the rapport by asking this type of manipulative questions. Remember, sales is not about being manipulative. Sales is about authentically finding out their pain point and figuring out what type of solutions you can offer to them. 9th, be relaxed and conversational. Always let the prospect finish talking. You don't want to cut them off. Listen carefully. Active listening is very important. If you still have no idea about this, I have a credit about how to become a better listener in one of my video series, so make sure to check those videos out. And here are some of the crucial tips when it comes to selling over the phone or selling in person. In telephone sales, you don't have the advantage of body language, so the tone of the voice and rate of the speech are critical components. A good personality, the ability to build confidence, and to be in charge or to work towards a close are necessary for phone sales. You must get through the right person, the one who makes the buying decision, basically the decision maker, and expect to be confronted and rejected by many secretary. Being able to get to decision makers without getting any obstacles in the way is one of the great skills to have as a salesperson. Listen to what other person is saying. They'll respond to his or her needs accordingly. Answer questions by asking questions. If I understand you correctly, you'd be interested. Is that correct? Or, if I could provide these services for you at a price below market with no risk on your part, is there any reason why we couldn't do business? And read back informations. Do not assume the person you are talking to understand. Keep asking, am I making myself clear? Does this make sense to you? Don't you agree? Don't try to sell anything that's too technical or complicated over the telephone. Keep it simple. As for action, Offer a choice between two alternatives, anticipate objections, make it easy to say yes and difficult to say no. Use a post-purchase reassurance as we talked about earlier as soon as you've sold the customer. Follow up a telephone purchasing commitment in writing. Verbal commitments are quickly forgotten. And here are some of the ways to build a powerful sales force. Once your company is big enough so that you have to hire multiple salespeople, being able to build a powerful sales force is really, really important. And here are some of the tips for getting most out of the sales team. Make sure salespeople understand that you won't settle for less than 100% commitment from them. If your sales reps aren't the best salespeople they can be, they will never sell at their maximum potential. Encourage reps to emulate a top-selling sales rep by using a respected, high-performing salesperson as a role model. Sales reps can pick up the set techniques that leads to success. The sales rep should develop a pre-call selling plan which is based on known characteristics and needs of each specific customers. Sales reps should attempt to encourage buyers to discuss their problems and needs. Once the salesperson can get buyers to talk about their problems as they relate to the product, the sale is basically practically made. To generate repeat businesses, your salespeople have to demonstrate to buyers that they are better than anyone else at fulfilling needs and solving the problem. As a salesperson or entrepreneur, we are the problem solver. And sales reps should have quick access to information both from within and outside your company. And when managing sales force, there are 7 motivational forces to which they respond freely. First will be acceptance. They want to be reassured that they are needed. Accomplishment. They derive pleasure from a task completed. Environment. They have a great desire for pleasant surroundings and friendly associates. Recognition. They need praise. Responsibility. They want authority. Security. They are deeply concerned about the future. Status. Status symbols impress them. They want status. And here are some of the tips for coaching your sales force. First, do not criticize. Instead, provide salespeople with a how-to advice. Repeatedly tell them what you like about their performance. Second, build their self-confidence. Third, ask questions. By asking questions, the sales manager gets the salespeople actively involved in the process of learning. Fourth, build on your strength. Take advantage of training materials that might help struggling salespeople. Fifth, pressure the salespersons to evaluate themselves. This is the first step in getting salespeople to train themselves. Sixth, always come to an agreement about what corrective actions to take to impress. 7. Keep records. Set specific standards of performance, key performance indicator, and make sure they are being met within stated time limit. Making the most out of rejections. In sales, it is inevitable to encounter rejections. However, it is our responsibility to put the different meaning behind it. Rather than looking at it as a rejection, look at it as an optimization data to make your sales call even better for next time. First, find out why. Our rejections can be educational if you find out the reason. Be it logical or frivolous, it is all up to your choice. Second, find out if the competition is meeting the customer's needs and learn how. It is crucial to identify, pinpoint, and satisfy customer. Learn how. It is crucial to identify, pinpoint, and satisfy customers again. Third, exit gracefully from a non-productive sales call because time is the salesperson's most important asset. Identify sales calls that are mistakes. Fourth, see the interview from the buyer's perspective. Listen between the lines. Fifth, leave the door open. Try to end the sales call a positive note. You never ever want to end the sales call with buyer being pissed off. And here are some of the 6 tips key for dealing with the rejections. First, Divorce your ego from the sale. Remember that the prospect is not attacking you personally. Second, realize that the intimidating prospect you are facing may have a lot of problems. Third, do not automatically assume the problem is on your end. Fourth, plant a lot of seeds. Salespeople who generate a lot of activity have little time to mourn over loss of one sale. Fifth, anticipate rejection so you won't be overwhelmed by it. Sixth, give failure minimal attention and keep on calling. Next, here are 11 top-notch suggestions to improve your listening skills. Listening is one of the most important skills. For me, my communication has been one of the weakest points, and I now realize how important it is to be able to listen actively and make sure to find out their pain point so that I can position myself as a person who can solve their pain point long term. First ways to improve your listening skill is to let your customers tell their stories first. Second, remember that you cannot always listen and talk at the same time. Know when to talk and know when to listen. Third, listen for psychological needs. These are needs other than what the prospect may mention. You can do this by looking at their facial expression, listening their tonality, their body language. You gotta be able to pick up their subtle emotions from those non-verbal communication. It is one of the very important skills to have. It is not all about what they're actually saying from their mouth. It is also can be about what they're subtly expressing from their body and tonality. Important. Fourth, listen for the main ideas. What is central to the prospect? Fifth, do not lose concentration and miss the speaker's main message. Sixth, take the brief notes regarding the important data. Seventh, react to the message, not the person. Do not allow your mental impressions of the speakers to influence your reactions. 8. Listen selectively. Listen in a such way that you can uncover hidden messages. 9. Relax. When the prospect speaks, try to put them at ease. 10th. Do not criticize your customer's point of view. When you are disagreeing with them explicitly, you are automatically breaking the rapport. You never want to criticize your customer's point of view. Try to understand him in open-minded way. 11. Listen attentively and ask a good follow-up questions that tells your listeners that you are actively listening. And another ways to increase your client base is risk reversal. The better than risk-free guarantee, BTRF guarantee, enables you to do something that a basic guarantee or risk reversal approaches does not. When you utilize a better than risk-free guarantee, you are acknowledging and rewarding the client for the value of both his or her time and faith expanded in favoring you with his or her purchasing decision. When you tell me that if I'm dissatisfied for any reason whatsoever, you will not only give me a full and immediate return of my purchase price, but you promise me an additional rewards on top, a compensations incentives for having taken the time, effort, and faith to purchase in the first place. I'm impressed. I'm hard-pressed to say no to a propositions like that. Whenever two parties come together to transact business of any kind, one side is always asking the other, consciously or unconsciously, to assume more or all of the risk. If you ask someone to take on all the risk, their first inclination is not to buy. Therefore, you got to willing to take more responsibility until the solid relationship is built upon. For example, here are some of the risk reversal. Did you ever subscribe to a magazine or newsletter and the reasons you subscribed was because they gave you a 30, 60 or 90-day no questions asked 100% money back guarantee, or even not ask you to pay up front? That is a risk reversal. As a president of Chrysler, Lee Iacocca took only a $1 annual salary and stock options that would pay off only if he improved a company's bottom line. You know that so basically all the things that we extensively talked about was the first steps to grow your business, which is to building your client base and customer base. And second way is to grow your business is to getting clients to ethically increase their average purchase transaction value. You do this by using larger units of sales, combinations such as bundling, using point of sale promotions or their equivalent, bundling products and services together, increasing prices by that leads to increased perceived value of the product, changing your profile of your products and services, as well as offering greater or larger units of purchase. Third ways to increase your customer, grow your business is to increasing transaction frequency by getting more utilization out of the relationship. Here are the ways. First, there are 6 ways to do this. First is to develop a back-end line of the product and services. Second is to communicating personally with your clients to find out if you can add any value to their business, because remember, you are the problem solver. Third, endorsing other products to your list, such as building your intellectual capitals, relationship capitals, and referrals. Fourth, running special events that will get to know you and your service better. People buy from whom they know, like, and trust. 5 way will be framing or programming preeminently your clients. Hello, I have made some additional products that may be helpful for your business. Would you be open to hearing? 6. Price inducement for frequency. Price inducement is something that encourages an individual to buy a particular item, such as the promise of the price reduction. Remember that the first things to do is to send a letter within 5 days or a week from the time of your customer's first transactions, where you thank them. Second, resell the value of your company. Third, reassure them of the prudence of the purchasing the product or service if they can be identified. Another way to increase your transaction frequency is to spend everything you can to justify bringing in customer as long as the customer costs you less than she earns you. If you feel you cannot afford to spend more than the entire initial profit to get a customer, just remember that you'll be making money on him or her in a few months. Start out spending only on what your cash flow can justify, but after a quarter or two of reorder profits, step up and add budget. Your best prospect are your existing customers. If you have been putting all your marketing efforts into acquiring new customers, stop and divert some of your resources into reselling, upselling, and cross-selling to those same customers. And here are some of the checklists that your current buyers buy your services. Did you acknowledge them? Did you speak to them differently? Did you truly fall in love with them? Did you treat them special? Did you analyze category of the buyer? Because if you analyze the categories of buyer and segment them, it's going to be very useful because it enables you to offer them different service or product based on their needs later future. Did you leverage the success stories? Because success stories, case study, or testimonials will help you to build even stronger social proof for your future clients. Did you try to get to the media by posting on website? Because it will make you look more powerful. Did you try to be a thought leader? Because it is all about being a trusted advisor for your clients you are working with. You must be the go-to person for any related problems your clients are facing. Alright, so it is enough for the third ways. We have talked about third ways to grow your business. Now let us talk about 3 advanced ways to grow a business. First, will be penetrate one new market or distribution channel every year. By starting with your general or vertical market products and asking, can they be taken to other markets? Getting ideas from looking at the profile of your current buyer first and looking at how many alternative ways to reach your market or how What you can have is the best it is, with modification or combinations be taken to other markets. Second is to create at least one new product or service every year. Remember, the function of the business is marketing and innovation. Start by looking at your buyer before, during, after, instead, and figure out any additional product or service that you can create to help them even further. And come up with a macro concept. A product from the scratch takes more time and logistics. Therefore, do searches and find people who have expertise with a product but poor salespeople or marketers, and acquire the rights and exact to what they can have exact or modify. Use a product or services on high or low end. Higher end offers such as later part of the selling cycles when the trust is established, such as coaching and packages. The next program offers the next one and so on, and the price will gradually increase because of the value of the product and services will also increase as well. You can also package on the front end and on the front end as well. Next advanced ways to grow your business is to acquire assets, buyers, intellectual property, or brand of the competitive or complementary business every year on a pure performance-based payout. Start generic with a list buyers and ask what they buy before, during, after, instead. List of companies in those fields. Your problem is the solutions to somebody else's problem. Show them they will make a lot more with you than doing it by themselves. If possible, go to large companies. Approaches on doing earnout, percentage on sales, or flat rate that is based on sales generated. Showing them that you are the complementary relationship to them, not the competition. This is another great way to build an ongoing relationship with not only customers, but other companies that you are going to be potentially working with. Power Pantheon of geometric growth. This is referred to as the ways to systematically adding revenue or market impact pillars. You do this by following ways: direct sales, telemarketing, referral system, joint venture strategic alliance partner deals, direct mails, advertising, developing and back-end and front-end product, and endorsement. So basically, when you are the first time starting out your own business, your revenue has to come from one way. But as your revenue stream grows, you want to actually diverse your revenue stream because you do not want to put eggs in only one basket. You want to build up a lot of legs in your tables so your table become more stable and enduring. Make sure to add one pillar at a time. You can do it small and safe in the beginning, and make sure to remember low, slow, safe, and small. And focus on getting the model working first. Trying to adding all these pillars at the same time will overwhelm you and it's not going to be successful. So just focus on adding one pillars at a time. That's the take-home message. And more action items from this book will be following. Step 1 is to upsell or resell right at or immediately after the initial sale, preferably at the point of purchase. Contact or visit a customer's right after the sales to see how they like their purchase and offer them a deal on related product or services for an upsell. Secure the rights to a high profit or repeat type products or services that are logically suited to your new customers, then follow with calls, visits, or mailings to sell those other products. If you don't want to push other people's product or services, you can turn over your leads or prospect to other companies whose product or services are compatible and take a flat fee per leads or percentage. If you have a consumable, repeat sale product or services, set up a regular monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual contact strategies based on testing. Be the first to approach them about new products or merchandise you are willing to reserve for them. If they call you, come in or send back the card. The most profitable things you will ever do for your business is to understand and ethically exploit the marginal net worth of a customer. And here are the ways to calculate your customer's marginal net worth. First step will be to computing your average sale and profit per sale. Second, compute how much additional profit a customer is worth to you by determining how many times he or she comes back and make sure to be conservative when you're doing this. Third, compute precisely what a customer costs by dividing the marketing budget by the number of customers you produce. Fourth, compute the cost of the prospect the same way. Fifth, compute how many sales you get for so many prospects, the percentage of prospects who become customers. Sixth, compute the marginal net worth of customers by subtracting the cost to produce or convert him or her from the profit you expect to earn from him or her over the lifetime of his her patronage. Next way action item will be another method you can use to boost your profit is telemarketing. What would happen, for example, if somebody from a company you're familiar with, whom you like and trusted, had a good relationship with, or call you up and offered you a proposition on either product or service or a package that was only being made available to an exclusive group of customers and not normally available, or on items that was not normally stocked, but that the store could manage to get if you were really interested in it. Chances are, if it were something that you were excited about, you'd probably agree to purchase it. And lastly, J. Abraham also believes that business owners must observe their customers closely to clearly understand need. Once he spent the entire day with the clients who taught me more than taught him. She learned on there the important lessons he had forgotten. The lesson was to get back in touch with the real, live pulse of your marketplace. He meant actually going onto the selling floor and handle 2 or 3 dozen sales transactions once a week to better comprehend what the customer's interests really are and what turns them on. You should take customer services calls once a day and reread all the indicative customers' complaints that are received. Remember, we are all serving the customers in the marketplace. Figuring out their needs and pain points through a real-life practitioner is one of the most important things you can do to figure out the products or services that you can formulate in a way that can ultimately satisfy them the most. So basically, we all talked about the first chapter of this book, and in the next video, we'll be talking about education-based marketing, power partnering, barter, and so on and so forth. This video was quite long, but I hope it was as valuable as the length of the video as well. Hope your day is great and hope to see you in the next video.